reality is over the last 5 days, excuse me, that our guys have taken off 10 guns in separate situations. Our guys have served search warrants on North Avenue and taken off some bad characters there. We had a pursuit today around Mandamin. The officers did a good job in making arrests out there. And earlier this week, unfortunately, in the eastern, where we had some traditional gang violence, and 5 were shot, is that the officers engaged and took 2 of those guys to jail. So there's consistent patterns of officers doing a good job out here.
And police are operating under high alert. There are also more officers on the street during times that violence is at a peak. However, that has not stopped gunfire on city streets. 5 people have been killed over the last 24 hours, and members of the community, they say they're fed up.
Community leaders are fed up. Let that line sink in just a bit. Put it off to the side. We'll be back to it. Baltimore's a city under siege from within and without, a nation viewing it as the outcome of either A, cops being bullet heads and deciding they will be judge, jury, and executioner to a population that is too poor, too crushed, and too tired of being treated like dirt for far too long and seeking to shoot first and never ask questions. Or B, a community that has failed to oversee itself, failed to police its young, failed miserably to do what they can to ferret out the crime that's happening in their own backyards and street corners and deciding they're above the law and would rather riot and burn than become civilized. Now, both are over the edge. Both are filled with a dash of truth and bald-faced lies. Yet both need to meet somewhere in the middle, or we will find ourselves locked into a summer where the major cities across this country will burn. And we're not talking about a lack of sunscreen. Look, see, I'm all about leadership. I believe, and I have seen it proven over my 357 years of life, most spent in broadcasting since the day after Marconi invented the radio telegraph, that every single issue in life can be boiled down to something so simple, yet so overlooked because most people don't want to face it: leadership. At the end of the day, everything that happens in a positive and negative sense can be attributed to either the lack of or the presence of leadership. Now, in the case of Baltimore, let's begin this lesson with the mayor, Stephanie Rawlings Blake. Either another in a long line of well-meaning yet mostly incompetent leaders, or someone who just doesn't get it.
It's a very delicate balancing act, because while we tried to make sure that they were protected from the cars and the other things that were going on, we also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well.
Hey, bad enough the city of Baltimore has to suffer through another graduate of the political clown college in the midst of riots. But during the recent weekend shootings, the record-setting gun violence that turned Baltimore overnight into what even residents of Dodge City would be concerned about visiting fully armed, where was the mayor? Manning the emergency at the Baltimore Inner Harbor, furiously contemplating her next move in a thrilling game of cornhole, proving, as we all know, that the holes in dysfunctional leaders such as these are usually not just the ones that serve as ears and allow both air and common sense just to whistle through the brain untouched. Hey, Madam Mayor, you wanted the big girl pants, now put them on and dig in. Your city's killing itself, men, women, and kids alike. Do your damn job. But let's not make this all about another hack politician. That's too easy. Let's make certain to spread this around where it really belongs.
Officers, stop being proactive.
Not patrolling.
Not patrolling, just stop being proactive.
Not talking to the community.
Not talking to them, stop being proactive. I believe it's a direct result from officers holding back.
Cops in Baltimore. The cops, law enforcement, led by ineffective, corrupt, and bullet-headed high-ranking law enforcement and political vermin for decades. You have helped create the problem. You have allowed yourselves to be shoveled into being either those who serve and protect, or those who would just as soon slam a head against a building wall to restore order. Hey, look, while we're here and we're talking about this, and I know I just took the mayor to task, let's go ahead and repeat it. Do your damn job! And if someone above you won't let you do it, then say something. Go public. Blue line be damned. If your leadership won't lead, then you need to get it done. You're the ones on the street. You're the ones that need to speak. You're the ones that need to lead. The word here is leadership. And let me say this, truly, do it or get the hell out of the way. That's my opinion, telling it like it is. You want to tell me your opinion on all this? That's what I want to hear. Don't just make this a one-sided conversation now. Be part of the group that seeks to lead. Send it to me at newsmax.com/comments. Go to Facebook, put it there, or go to twitter.com and send it to me at Hardline. Let's make this two-way. Rock on, true believers. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right back here on The Hardline.